Yesterday I found this amazing book about Chinese brush painting. It's a full course book about how to learn the basics and the techniques of Chinese brush painting. It's a step-by-step book, and I'll show you what it is. It was the only copy left in the bookstore, so I was very lucky to find it. It's got some really nice pictures as well. The basics of this book are it tells you all about the materials that you'll find within the Chinese art section, and it talks about the seals and loads of other things like the inks, and it does a course about bamboos, orchids and wisteria and other plants and landscapes. So it does an introduction about Chinese art as a whole, so the history of it, and it's got some really nice pictures as well. So you can see some ink sticks and some more powdered ground ink, and the brushes that is used as well. So it talks about the materials like ink stones and the papers, rice papers, the different thicknesses of the papers, and also the brushes. Now these 2 pages are really interesting because it tells you everything about the brushes. So it gives you a wide range of all the brushes at the bottom, and I'm not sure if you can see it because the pages are a bit shiny, but you can. Some of them are mountain cat hairs, so the hairs are stripy like naturally, and you've got jade bamboo, orchid bamboo, wolf hair, and many other. It tells you about how to hold the brush properly, and how the Chinese calligraphy evolved over the different stages. So throughout the dynasties, the calligraphy has changed, and this is quite important because it shows you how to write the calligraphy. It's got a little diagram about how to move the brush strokes and the different types of calligraphy using different types of brush all along there. And the seals, the yin and yang seals, so more red than white and the opposite, so artists can use a mixture of them. Talks about the different stones and the red mud used for the seals, and it talks about the ink and why it's important and getting used to it, and it shows some calligraphy in like grass style and different other styles. So for example, this type of so this is talking about the qi, which is the energy within you and how you use it for the painting. So it talks about good paintings always have this qi, and it derives from the physical act of painting, and more about the calligraphy and the styles of painting. This is just a very interesting book to look at and to read as well. If you can see it, it's a bit shiny, but you can see like nice pictures of the brushes and different materials used. And there's a lesson about how to paint bamboo using different brushes and techniques, how much water you use. It's got calligraphy which you can add to the paintings, and orchid, which is quite interesting for Chinese traditional painting. Different types of orchid, and this page is about the ink and the colour. So most of the colours are natural, made from minerals, and the artists grind it. Some of the colours are actually really poisonous, so you'll have to be quite careful. But most of them are permanent as well. Not the watercolours, the traditional Chinese ink stones, and the colours that they use. There are a total of 224 pages to this book, and it's very easy to learn, and it's very inspirational to look at and just to appreciate the paintings themselves. But it's got a very simple, basic, step-by-step. So if you wanted to paint, for example, this plum blossom, it tells you exactly what to do and how to do it. So it's a very good book. And this is Wisteria. It even tells you how to load the brush. So you apply water first, then some white, red and green, and indigo for the Wisteria. So you get a very interesting effect. There's the brush diagram, and it tells you which paints go first. And it's just really everything about Chinese painting, because it tells you about what everything means and why the nature is positioned that way, because everything has a meaning. The calligraphy, the main painting, and the nature. So these mandarin ducks and this lotus flower and the calligraphy all have a meaning. It's a good book to just look at if you don't want to read it, or you can copy some pictures of it if you'd like. And they've got really nice pictures. So here you can see the ink sticks with gold leaf. So it's very good quality and expensive. Then the brushes, grinding the ink. And this is it's not ink sticks, this is what you use to weigh down the paper. It's like, it's heavy, and you put it on each side of the paper and it weighs it down to stop it creasing. This is more modern Chinese art, but using the same traditional techniques of the positioning of the landscapes and the animals and creatures. So this is about how to paint trees. It's rough basics, if you can see. And I'll be using this book to help me paint Chinese watercolours and traditional Chinese painting. It talks about how to paint mountains in watercolour and ink, and it's got calligraphy as well. So this says Blue Mountains. More step-by-steps about how to paint rocks, and then you build it up to bigger pictures. More complex pictures of mountains. And I think I'll stop about there because I'm just talking and talking. So you get the basic idea of this book. It's just everything about Chinese painting, and I was lucky to find this because this was the only copy left in the store. It was a big bookstore. So then I asked my mum, and then she bought it, which was really kind. So I'll be using this for many years to come, probably, because I want to try and become a professional Chinese watercolor artists, because I'm not actually Chinese myself, so it's going to be hard to do calligraphy. So I'm going to try and learn the calligraphy and the calligraphy styles. And that's it. I'm going to run out of time. Thank you. Goodbye.